all done. Anyways, back to, oh yeah, these two. I've promised myself that I would do a little every day on the frog. Officially MRS 500, this was supposed to be straight from the beginning. And yeah, so what I did now, it's a bit of a progress on the wastegates. Yeah, maybe people forgot what I used to do, but I surely did not. I just want to show you the fitment. Have a look. It's like the wastegate down pipes.
Oh, that is fucking awesome. Oh, yeah.
Check the fitment there from the wastegate. See the pipes there when they go together.
That's amazing.
It's like they come along together there, and they keep all the same gap to the end, all straight, and next to the pipe, symmetrical.
Well, we always talk about supercars, about supercross, and that is a proper supercar type tailpipe. I proper love that.
Yeah, I do like this exhaust system as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm not rushing on mine anymore.
No, that looks so cool. I want something like this on mine now. It's just oh no, it looks so good.
Yeah, it's good. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
That's amazing.
That. Yeah. On the Chinese gates.
Yeah, but we know they're good.
They work.
And they're probably made in the same factory as the real ones.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, so enough. I'll show you the next one when Plenum.
Yeah, so
Plenum
is
is
it
the
turned
next
up
one
yet?
now. Because this one is I haven't. Because this one is all welded up. I have to weld the tailpipe. I've made it. I have to put it just in position. So just have to look it up. That's all done. Oh yeah, now Plenum.
That looks so fucking cool.
Now it's just Plenum. Have to make a slightly bigger hole in my bumper.
Doesn't matter.
But because obviously these, we know full boost on the limiter.
Oh mate, it's gonna
shoot some flames from all three of them.
Do you remember my Volvo? Like full throttle, it would do flames out the screamer. So
yeah.
Like an afterburner, isn't it?
Yeah, because I want to put them just down. But I was like, well,
no.
Let's put them on display.
This is 600 times cooler than.
Yeah. Has to be cool.
Absolutely love that.
I think I stepped far away from being stealthy a long time ago.
No, forget that. You got 3 or 5 tyres on the back.
Yeah, that's a fair point. 3 or 4 tyres on the back. On the bike you can see it.
And a carbon roof with no rear screen.
Yeah.
There's no stuff.
Yeah, that's
subframe.
So what you see behind is that subframe there, 3 or 5 tyres, that exhaust shooting flames. I think it's cool.
Yes, very, very cool.
I think that is our definition of cool.
Supercar. Without supercross.
Yep, always see it. Alright, see you in a bit. So, yeah, some junk food. Well, Greg's actually is not bad. Because I might suspect today could be a long day. Subframes are gone, all this stuff is going out. Steve is sending everything out today, tomorrow. Waiting for more parts, so let me show you. So I have the Plenum arrived. We bought Passat. Shit. We bought the Passat Plenum, which is a large boat, and I kind of liked it because it was nice and square as the Plenum goes. And then I want to run the standard runners, standard inlet, kind of like trumpets if you want to see, because it's nice. There's no sharp edges there, so I like them. And then work from here to build my own Plenum, equal flow Plenum. But then turns out, if you look at the Passat ones, what they have here, you got the runners, which is they go square into the square Plenum, and there's like 90-degree sharp edges here, which results into a lot of flat spots. The inlet ports actually inside the Plenum are not that big. Don't like it. If you look at the transversal engines fitted, this is from I can't remember what this car is. Audi or Golf or whatever. They're different. You see that? These started. Let's call them the trumpets inside before they hit in the Plenum, and results into all of these. Let me put them side to side. Way better. You see? Not only the bigger, obviously the entry starts much sooner because it's just nice and if you imagine this being a trumpet inside the Plenum, this would be really nice, really good design, quite big compared to this. The ports that hit the cylinder heads exactly the same. This is our big port head Plenum, so they're all the same. But inside the Plenum, huge difference. So this one here, actually I dished it. This goes to the scrap, and above another one, and this one is the one I'm gonna be working on. So that's the exhaust nearly finished. Just have to wear up. We have some pizza, finally.
And you have a coffee.
And a coffee, thank you very much. Let's talk Plenum. Wow, since we last, because this, you have to understand one thing. We have to divide time we spend here. Now on my own, usually I fly. I go pretty fucking flat out. Then when Steve is here, the two fucked minds start having ideas. And
I wasn't there when you did that. You can't blame me.
No,
for that.
hold on. No, I can, because this idea. So then half the time, actually, because of the time when we're here together, is talking shit as stupid ideas. The problem is from those ideas, now and then something good actually come up. Plenums. We started talking plenums when we were talking about use, because use is now on the limit.
Yeah.
And we're thinking, okay, what we do? Because back in the day, like 12, 14 years ago, when it was my first equal flow plan?
On my one, it was 2008, 2009, something like that. So over, well over 15 years ago.
Long time ago. I've kind of designed my own planner, which it looked like it was, primarily looked like a Cosworth WRC planners they used to use.
Similar.
Primarily, but it wasn't working the same way. It was working completely different way, although it had some similarities, working very, very different. And then I made a mistake to put it on the forums, in the world, asking questions like genuinely like, and the shit I had was an abomination. I was probably the most hated person in this kind of industry at that time.
Yeah, I remember I put it on the build thread on Driftworks or something, and within about a day I had 3 pages of people going, what the bloody hell is that? It's got to be the most restrictive, stupid shaped plane I've ever seen. It's like, mate, have you never seen race cars before?
And then everyone's like, who the fuck you think you are? You design the plane on better than Cosworth engineers, all this stuff. It's like, yeah, I get it. I'm just trying to experiment. I'm thinking, they have different priorities, different restrictions.
The funny thing about all that was, they didn't even say Cosworth. If it was Cosworth, it'd be like, fair enough. They'd be like, oh, you think you know better than like HKS or Grady with the normal blob plenums. They didn't, it's like proper. They was comparing an equal flow to just a big random plenum.
Yeah, that was my first hit of reality with internet, because that was just the beginning when I started using Facebook and all that stuff, because I didn't want to. I mean, it's like, you have to for the business, Anyways, fast forward, we've tested the car, the first one, and the results were better than I expected.
Yeah.
Very, very good. They raised the engine efficiency, which in consequence gets you turbo spool quicker, because people often think about all the systems and anti-lag, but no one talks about rising engine efficiency. You have more gases, exhaust gases for the same engine. In consequence, you turbo spool quicker. Now, because we're feeding a giant bastard over there, we're trying to make a spool decent. And also, some time ago, we spoke about Steve's car, because, we have to, you want to increase power, as we do, obviously, because back in the day 300 would be more than plenty, then 400, then 500, then 600, then 650 is like, shit, where are we going with this? Plenum will start to be restriction now, because we've done one cheap, which is a very good option actually.
Yeah, mine's working great as it is, but it's really on the limit.
Which is a copy of the
Skoda
World Rally cars, not quite, but similar enough. You can make it walk up to 550. There's no real way to say where it has to be a limit, because you have to run the test, but roughly we think about that. So we started thinking about a different plenum, something that is going to handle the power, and so immediately we're thinking about my equal flow plenum I used to design, because we know it works. But also we started thinking about the center fit plenums. I really like the center fit kind of design. The only thing is I don't think that no one actually makes them in a correct way. You know, we're talking aftermarket parts, we're not talking development with, you know, old Formula 3s and Formula 1s and all the stuff. We're talking what's available on the market.
Yeah, exactly. Same as like the aftermarket ones, they flow, but they, like you said, they didn't look right, and we don't know what's in those WRC ones. Do you know what I mean? They don't show what's inside, so
it's all secrets. Anyways, fast forward to these days. Now I have to design the Plenum because obviously standard one is not gonna be good enough, and I know my goal is to make a couple of horsepower more than Steve, no matter what he's gonna make. Because that's how you go with the development in a good competition. You just be more until stuff explodes, and then we rebuild it again, as we've proven, no problems. So the standard Plenum is not gonna do the job. Steve's Plenum, which is very tempting because it's a very quick job for me, but we know it's going to be the limit, and we're going to push more than 500. So back to the, you know, which one? I know the equal flow Plenum works. 100% has been proven so many times, and we're happy with it. However, this center fit, it was bogging in my mind. So I was like, what's the best time to actually test one to see if it works, if it's not now? So I'm trying to make this kind of like abomination because it's very ugly, very quick, because it's just a prototype. It's just a concept. It doesn't have to be refined and pretty. I'm trying to spend the least time possible on this. So yeah, that is the large board Plenum I'm using as a base for it, because obviously the kind of like a trumpets, you can see it there, it works really good. There's no flat spots anywhere, so really nice. And it would do something of this kind of concept. So you sort of you blow air in, inject the air in, velocity and obviously density and everything, and trying to distribute it through 3 compartments. One which is in the middle, no problems to have air going there. Through these 2 is gonna be one or the other, actually equally, but then we have to force the air, not force, but kind of guide it to the other one, the first and the fourth one. Now, this is a bit of guesswork. Well, a lot of guesswork, I would say. This is very much guesswork. This could be a complete disaster or very good or somewhere in between. Don't know.
It's an educated guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, you've had it. It's a better guess than most people would be able to make, because you've done it so many times and you've got a good understanding of that shit. It's not just like you just close your eyes and randomly place them and, you know.
Although that being said, on this one, I'm really going like, yeah, it should be there, it should be here, it should be there. Because usually on the equal flows, I've done a lot of calculations and mathematics and everything. And this one is purely from experience, and it's just like, yeah, I think that should be right. Well, I think it would be good to, like I said, because I have a lot of access in the front of my house. There's no bulkhead. I can remove the Plenum literally in 3-4 minutes. Maybe we could take the standard Plenum, map it with the standard one, and then see where Billy is comfortable to obviously to map it. When he says, oh, we're reaching the limit or whatever, change the Plenums and see if you have improvement or actually made it worse. Simple way.
You could even do this after. You could easily, with the sensors you got or gonna have, map it completely on that, then just out of interest, whack a different Plenum on and see A, the power difference, and B, the EGT difference.
Yeah, you could.
You know, so there's lots
but
of
on
ways
the
to do it.
at least on a dyno we have a bit more data.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It has to be done on a dyno. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean on the dyno regardless.
I think this is gonna be about 2 days with Bill. That's not gonna. 1 day is not gonna be enough, I think, this time. So, well, we'll see. Get some food now, and today this needs to be finished. That's why I'm rushing, because I don't really have much time to do this. Because, well, yeah, we know why. So I already took some time that I shouldn't on this. We'll see. Alright, so it's a bit quieter today, as you can see, a bit of a mess, but we've done some progress. By progress I mean this is all nice and I like it, but on the front I've made this abomination. But to justify it is just a quick job because I want to experiment with this center feed, and I'm not sure if it's gonna work or not. I mean, everything tells me that it will work, but I just don't want to spend too much time on it because I don't have it. And to be fair, this is more than good enough to test it. If this turns out to work good, I can make then another one, or I know I can make them this way. Obviously with my cleaner, because I've done these because I didn't have any elbows, so I've done my cut pipes and they haven't turned out to be completely straight, but if you get even cast elbows you can make it very nice and precise and neat, no problems. It's just this time I just rushed just to see and find out if I'm gonna use it, if it's gonna be good enough. The way we're gonna try to understand how it works, I think I want to do 2 tests. So because my boost pipes actually come where this clock is here, because I got obviously intercooler in the front and the boost pipes come from here on the top here, so then that's gonna go here. Obviously the turbo side is always the same, but what I'm getting with this, I can put a standard plenum and make a boost pipe, put this plenum, make a boost pipe, and when we're going for mapping, we can test the standard plenum first to see where the limitations are, but also what I want to do to see how it flows, not just the results, but also the distribution of air through all the 4 cylinders. So what I want to do is put 4 EGT sensors in each runner. Now, this being obviously the standard cast manufacturer stuff, doesn't really matter, because what matters is the design, and the design of this is actually not too bad. And again, it's not spot on, it's not great. I would do something better if I was doing something bespoke, but again, time. But this is more than acceptable, and because it's divided as it should be, 1, 4, 2 and 3, and elbows are not too bad of the angles and merge collectors. So if you put EGTs there, we can actually monitor what cylinder does individual cylinders, what it does. So that gives us an idea of the improvement or not of the plenum, the standard against the center feed. Now this is not just the center feed, but you can see from there probably. So what you have here, I have a vein, so I've divided the 76mm, which is this one here, internally 72, into 4 compartments, but actually it's the left, the right, and the both of them in the middle. So you have to divide the area roughly to fit this in the middle, 2 of them, and on the sides, because obviously it's a different shape, is because it's rounded on both ends. So the area of this and the area of this added together should have the same area of this, which is square if you look from inside, which roughly we're there. But again, this is more of a guesswork this time. I haven't done too many calculations. It's just, I think it's good. Let's run it, let's see. But I want at least a good data, a good scientific proof if it works or not, or actually monitoring it, because if it's gonna work better, yeah, of course, right, but why? What does it do exactly? And my equal flow plenums were completely different. It was obviously the front feed and all that stuff, and I know how they work, but also know their own limitations. I think what I'm doing with this engine is concentrating on as much flow as possible, not pressure. And because if we start pushing 2.5, maybe 3 bar, I want the air to flow freely, and my equal flow plenum stay okay, but I would have to redesign it for that kind of airflow. And at that point between that plenum and this plenum, I'm not really sure which one is better, and I think I have my suspicions that this could be, for the various reasons I'm gonna get into it, because I will have to sit here and talk for hours. You know me, I like to rumble. So yeah, I think this may turn out to be alright, but again, because I've done it quickly, more of a guesswork, more imagination than actually calculations, I want to monitor what the engine does. So yeah, turbo is in place already, you've seen it. So the turbo system was finished. We've ordered a flange for 73-inch throttle body, which is exactly 72 millimeters inside diameter. Same for the flange, for the adapter is nice and roundly welded. And yeah, there's no Plenum is perfect. It's maybe perfect for the application and all the stuff. The beauty of this is that I got plenty of space, but even during this, I quickly run out of space. So why there is this elbow here? Why there is a neck instead of throttle body straight there? Because me working with the flow direction. If you start kind of injecting, spraying high velocity, high density air gas in here, on the outside here there's going to be higher pressure on the bottom, so the air want to concentrate on the outside because that's the direction you spray into. If this was an elbow coming from here to there, you're gonna have a better, higher density concentration of air on this side, and then this kind of, it's not a pod, but is, you know, there's a direction veins. That flow is gonna concentrate on that side there, so this is gonna be the one that has more flow, and this less. And because we're trying to equalize the flow, that would be not acceptable. However, because I'm doing this straight up, I'm trying to stabilize the flow wherever it's going to enter, from whatever direction from the throttle body, trying to stabilize it and trying to push it up here, because every elbow allows you to concentrate the flow or high density flow where you want it. In this case, it's going to be here, and I can put it here, I can put it wherever, but in this case I put it here, is exactly in the middle of these veins, because that obviously allows me to distribute the flow equally, because I can make these areas equal as I want, calculations and everything, but if the flow is not gonna enter that area equally but on one side, then that doesn't really matter. So there is much more to it than just, you know, put some veins and distribute it. It's like, well, how do you inject the air? You know, it has to be stable. If not, you know, everything goes to the bin. So obviously the throttle body is going to be here. This is the standard one. Obviously I've got the Bosch Motorsport one, much bigger. It's going to be here, and from here you can see there's going to be from here a bit of an offset to the boost, because my boost is coming from here. Not much though, quite a little. So I'm trying to do as aggressive elbow on this side and as soft elbow on this side to keep the flow stable. But once enters over there, goes through the throttle body. The throttle body again, once fully open, doesn't mean too much, but it will help to distribute the air equally as well. Stabilize it, sorry, inside the pipe. And then once enters here, I'm hoping that it's gonna concentrate on this elbow and it's gonna give me the effect I'm trying to achieve here. So, but again, to be fair on this one, like I said, is much more guesswork than my usual. So, but if I'm doing experiments, this is the only, I mean, this is perfect example, perfect time to do this experiment, because those center fits Plenums always been in my mind, but I didn't like the design people were running, because they concentrate on just feeding the Plenum in the middle, but that's it. And again, yeah, it should be good, it should be good. The good thing is we're nearly done. All I have to do is, I'm not going to do it now because I'm quite busy, welding these dump pipes, but it's only a few welds. I can literally weld them when I'm going to remove them from here to assemble on the frog, so it can stay like this, no problems. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's it. Shame this is going to have to be heat wrapped, some sort of heat management, because obviously we've got the wastegate closed there. I wanted to survive as long as possible, be reliable. And if this was kind of like a quarter of a mile car, or, you know, short bursts of power, no problems. But on the track, you abusing the engine much more than in those scenarios. So I want everything to be good. Also, when I put the temperature sensor on the, don't know if I mentioned that already or not, on the gearbox too. I want to monitor the temperature of the gearbox oil as well, because again, that works pretty hard on the truck. You know, if you have 20-30 minute sessions, yeah, in a short period of time, stuff can actually get pretty hot. So yeah, Plenum, I call it the abomination, is already Now, when it comes to the engine, because I really don't have a time, I don't think I'm gonna build my own engine. I think I'm gonna give it to the person who's actually gonna build these engines for us, because this is another thing. When I mix it in between here, but just a quick announcement, I've been working with with someone, and go back. We're starting having a lot of customers who want a little bit more from these engines, not the standard ones. As we know, the great engines, but they have one weak spot, which is the conrods and exhaust valves, because they were out. So you put rods in them, you put exhaust valves in them, and they almost bulletproof. They're very good. So what people used to do, so far what we've seen, because I don't build the engines, I don't offer the service of improve or rebuild or strengthen engines. People look for them as well, obviously. So some of them buys them from a breaker who's supposed to have it from a build engine. Turns out to not to be. Someone else who built the engine and assembled it wrong, like you seen the last one. We went on a dyno. So for general public, people who are actually not into this stuff, choosing the right thing, first of all, is not easy, because there's so much bullshit and misinformation on forums and on the internet. I'm not saying it's all bullshit, but you know, there is a lot of false information, bad information, horrible information, and some good information. If you don't know your stuff, how are you gonna choose? And I'm not blaming anyone, because you know, I wouldn't be able if I didn't have the knowledge. So for these people, we're starting offering a bit of, you know, advice. I mean, Steve lately been speaking to so many people, just giving the advice like that turbo, this counts, blah blah. If not, it's not gonna work, because it's easy to throw money at the project, but it's so much easier to throw the money in the wrong way at that project, and then the results are not what you expected, which is, it goes against everyone. So that's one thing. But the other is, we want to start offering this rebuild engines, like nice, great engine, you know, rebuild or build in few different packages. You know, the base stuff, rods and exhaust valves, obviously fully rebuilt. So you got new cam belt, new water pump, new bearings, new gaskets, completely refreshed, new rings on the pistons. You know, just refresh everything. You know, because these engines there will last for a long time. And then even if you want to run a standard turbo, you don't worry about what happened to me. Instead of running 270 to 80 brakes, you pushed over 300. A lot of boost, like over boosting for any reason, and then bend the rod, because then you're not gonna bend that rod because it's in force. So even for that, I will still run the base, you know, build engine, which is only a few things, but you know, we're removing the weak spot from them and refresh them completely. And then probably the second stage, when we're gonna add cams and maybe springs, and then whatever, because you know, then customer can say, listen, I want to run this much power, and then we have our engine builder to spec the engine and do it. So I think we're gonna introduce that really soon, like in a week or 2 weeks time, because too many people I've seen throwing money in the mud, and then they're just not happy. I mean, we got Dog, which exploded his engine on a dyno. When I exploded, I broke the engine on a dyno, because the engine is supposed to be one thing, turns out not to be. Because again, trusting someone, you know, unfortunately this is the tuning world, and we've seen it happen so many times. So I think that could be very good. And yeah, so my engine is probably going to be built by the same person, which Haskin, we know him, he's a specialist, he builds loads of them, and so yeah, why not? And also, you know, conjunction with that, offering the whole crate engines as a setup. So you have, I don't know, you 350 or 450 brake horsepower package on the crate engine with ECU, base map in. Obviously, every engine needs to be fine tuned once in the chassis, but you know, base ECU, base map, and all the stuff, injectors, everything ready for that. A package of 450 brakes, including everything you need to put it in the MA2. So something like this. We're gonna have to test the waters, how many customers actually, you know, be interested in that. But from what I've seen, that would be very good for a lot of people. And I already know loads of people will actually go this direction instead of wandering around the internet and making bad choices, because that's what we've seen so far. Not everyone, but majority. So anyways, after this rant, there you go. Yeah. Now I'm gonna go to build that car, the other car. I'm gonna show you later on, because I'm doing all the drive-in, drive-out. Very nice one. And then yeah, we have to build my engine, my gearbox. Oh, this is another thing with the engines, gearboxes too. So there's gonna be choice of petrol or diesel gears. I'm opting for diesel gears 100%. Both track, race or even road use. I found these cars with these engines so torquey and so lightweight. There's no need to keep changing gears every 5 seconds, because they can pull much longer gears. And even for the road use, 6th will be like an overdrive. So no, I like it. It's something that needs to be experienced, because on paper it don't make sense, but in real life actually it does. Strangely, it's one of them. So that's going to be another thing. And then most people again asking for to put toes and divs in those gearboxes. So that's going to be done alongside with the engine as well. So it's a whole package: gearbox, engine, build gearbox and build engine to whatever spec. We're going to work it out. So yeah, I think that's good news.